So I agree with the family. I hope you die in prison as well.
Welcome back to our channel, where we delve into the most intriguing and jaw-dropping courtroom dramas. Today, we're diving deep into the cases of individuals who took disrespect to a whole new level within the confines of the courtroom. From outrageous behavior to shocking antics, these defendants left the judges, jurors, and spectators utterly astounded. Let's not waste any time and jump right into it. Number 5. Austin Boone. Austin Boone's courtroom saga unfolded amidst a backdrop of chaos and defiance. Charged with multiple counts of vandalism and disorderly conduct, Boone entered the courtroom with an air of arrogance that immediately set the tone for what was to come. As the proceedings commenced, Boone wasted no time in making his disdain for authority abundantly clear. From the moment he was addressed by the judge, Boone's demeanor bordered on insolence. Interrupting proceedings with impunity, Boone launched into a tirade of insults directed at the prosecution, the judge, and even his own attorney. His brazen disregard for decorum left everyone in the courtroom stunned, as even the most seasoned legal professionals struggled to maintain order. Despite repeated warnings from the judge, Boone's behavior only escalated as the trial progressed. With each admonition, Boone's defiance seemed to grow, culminating in a shocking display of contempt for the court's authority. From mocking gestures to outright insults, Boone's behavior crossed the line into outright contempt, leading to his eventual expulsion from the courtroom. As Boone was escorted out by court security, the gravity of his actions began to sink in. Facing additional charges of contempt of court, Boone's future seemed bleak as he was led away to face the consequences of his disrespectful behavior. In the annals of courtroom history, few defendants have exhibited such a brazen disregard for authority as Austin Boone, leaving a lasting impression on all who witnessed his courtroom antics. Number 4. William Demopoulos. William Demopoulos's courtroom drama unfolded with a series of shocking events that left both legal professionals and spectators in disbelief. Charged with assault and battery, Demopoulos's behavior inside the courtroom bordered on the outrageous from the moment he entered. As the trial commenced, Demopoulos's contempt for the legal process became apparent. He openly mocked the prosecution, hurling insults and making obscene gestures towards the jury. His behavior was not only disruptive but also deeply disrespectful, creating an atmosphere of tension and disbelief in the courtroom. Despite repeated warnings from the judge, Demopoulos showed no signs of remorse or restraint. His defiance only seemed to escalate as the trial progressed, with each admonition from the bench met with further outbursts of insolence. Even his own attorney struggled to rein in his behavior, as Demopoulos's antics threatened to derail the proceedings entirely. As the trial reached its climax, Demopoulos's disrespect reached a fever pitch, culminating in a shocking display of contempt for the court's authority. With a final outburst of defiance, Demopoulos sealed his fate, earning himself an additional charge of contempt of court. As he was led away by court security, the gravity of his actions began to sink in. Facing not only the original charges of assault and battery, but also a charge of contempt, Demopoulos's future looked bleak indeed. In the annals of courtroom history, few defendants have exhibited such a flagrant disregard for authority as William Demopoulos, leaving a lasting impression on all who witnessed his courtroom antics. Number 3. Kamiya Gant. Kamiya Gant's presence in the courtroom was marked by a series of astonishing displays of disrespect and defiance. Charged with fraud and embezzlement, Gant seemed determined to challenge the authority of the court at every turn. From the outset, Gant's demeanor was one of audacious insolence. As the trial commenced, she rolled her eyes at the judge, scoffed at witness testimony, and openly mocked the prosecution. Her behavior not only disrupted the proceedings but also showed a blatant disregard for the seriousness of the charges against her. Despite repeated warnings from the bench, Gant's behavior only grew more brazen as the trial progressed. She seemed to relish in testing the patience of the judge and court officials, pushing the boundaries of acceptable courtroom decorum with each passing moment. As the trial reached its climax, Gant's disrespect for the court's authority reached a shocking crescendo. With a final outburst of defiance, she sealed her fate, earning herself an additional charge of contempt of court. Number 2. Tobias Roman. Tobias Roman's courtroom saga unfolded as a tumultuous display of defiance and disregard for authority. Charged with multiple counts of theft and burglary, Roman's behavior inside the courtroom was nothing short of shocking. From the moment he entered the courtroom, Roman made his disdain for the legal process abundantly clear. He openly berated his own attorney, loudly protested the proceedings, and even went as far as to throw objects at the judge's bench. His behavior not only disrupted the trial, but also showed a complete lack of respect for the judicial process. Despite numerous warnings from the judge, Roman's behavior only escalated as the trial progressed. He seemed determined to test the limits of acceptable courtroom decorum, pushing the boundaries with each passing moment. As the trial reached its climax, Roman's disrespect for the court's authority reached a shocking crescendo. With a final outburst of defiance, he sealed his fate, earning himself an additional charge of contempt of court. As he was escorted out of the courtroom by security, the gravity of his actions began to sink in. Facing not only the original charges of theft and burglary, but also a charge of contempt, Roman's future looked bleak indeed. In the annals of courtroom history, few defendants have exhibited such a brazen disregard for authority as Tobias Roman, leaving a lasting impression on all who witnessed his courtroom antics. Number 1. Isaiah Gardenhire. Isaiah Gardenhire's presence in the courtroom was marked by a series of shocking displays of disrespect and defiance. Charged with assault and resisting arrest, Gardenhire seemed determined to challenge the authority of the court from the moment he entered. From the outset, Gardenhire's demeanor was one of brazen insolence. As the trial commenced, he refused to stand for the judge, verbally abused court staff, and openly challenged the legitimacy of the proceedings. His behavior not only disrupted the trial, but also showed a blatant disregard for the seriousness of the charges against him. Despite repeated warnings from the bench, Gardenhire's behavior only grew more audacious as the trial progressed. He seemed to relish in testing the patience of the judge and court officials, pushing the boundaries of acceptable courtroom decorum with each passing moment. As the trial reached its climax, Gardenhire's disrespect for the court's authority reached a shocking crescendo. With a final outburst of defiance, he sealed his fate, earning himself an additional charge of contempt of court. As he was escorted out of the courtroom by security, the gravity of his actions began to sink in. Facing not only the original charges of assault and resisting arrest, but also a charge of contempt, Gardenhire's future looked uncertain at best. In the annals of courtroom history, few defendants have exhibited such a blatant disregard for authority as Isaiah Gardenhire, leaving a lasting impression on all who witnessed his courtroom antics. And there you have it, folks, a glimpse into the world of the most disrespectful defendants ever to grace the halls of justice. From Austin Boone to Isaiah Gardenhire, these individuals pushed the boundaries of decorum and respect, leaving a lasting impression on all who witnessed their courtroom antics. Join us next time as we delve into another riveting chapter of legal drama. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more captivating content. Until next time, stay tuned and stay curious.